Hi Sagittarius, how's it going? I hope you're doing wonderful today. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn, and this is going to be a general reading for the month of March. So just take what resonates, leave the rest. I've already cleared the energy of the cards. These are the cards that came out for you today. And I'll pull one animal spirit card at the end here. Just get my deck. Actually, you know what? Let's do it now, and then I'll give you the message. Oh my God, I'm destroying the place here. Okay, so let's see. Let's pull one animal spirit card for you, Sagittarius, and we'll look at it at the very end. Oh, I wasn't going to look at it. Oh well, too late. Crocodile. Okay, so Sagittarius, your first card that came out, well, I'm not doing a Celtic Cross spread today. I just asked Spirit what messages they had for you. So the first card that came out is the Seven of Swords. This is a very strategic mental energy card. It's not automatically bad, but it is about caution, awareness, and how information is handled. So the message on the card is, I take great care of what I value. So this card is basically, the message from Spirit is telling you to be strategic, not reactive. That March may require thinking before speaking, or moving quietly towards your goals, or keeping certain plans private. Not everything needs to be announced yet. Okay, there's power in silence. So first is to be strategic and not reactive. Second is to watch for half-truths. The Seven of Swords can signal that someone is not being fully transparent, or it could represent miscommunication, or it could represent avoidance, either you or someone else. So the message here is, Spirit is saying, pay attention to what's not being said. Okay, trust your intuition. If something feels off, double check it. Then third, this card could represent a self-honesty check. Sometimes this card isn't about others, it's about where you might be. So, Sagittarius, it could indicate that you may be avoiding a conversation, or you may be dodging responsibility, or you may not be fully owning your truth. And for you, a sign that values freedom, this could be about facing something you'd rather sidestep. So, the deeper spiritual message here is, March may be about protecting your energy, or moving smarter, not louder, or choosing integrity, even when shortcuts look tempting. If handled consciously, then this card becomes clever strategy instead of deception. A lot of times this card can indicate deception, but Spirit is saying if handled consciously, then it can become clever strategy instead of deception. And then you have the Six of Wands reversed. I am proud of what I achieve and accept my rewards is the message on the card. So this card, the Six of Wands reversed, coming out after the Seven of Swords, adds an important layer. So the main theme here is quiet wins, not public validation. When this card comes out upright, it's about recognition, praise, victory. But when it comes out reversed, it often speaks to feeling overlooked or not getting the credit you deserve or doubting your success or external validation not matching internal effort. So for you, this feels like stop measuring your progress by applause. And paired with the Seven of Swords together, these cards can mean keep your moves private. Not everyone needs to know your plans. Recognition may be delayed, but that doesn't mean you're failing. And be mindful of who you trust with your goals. There may also be a situation where someone tries to undermine you, or there may be a moment where you realize you don't need public approval anymore. Spirit could be highlighting imposter syndrome, or maybe you're comparing yourself to others, or maybe you feel like you're behind. But this card often says your victory is internal this month. March may not be loud or flashy. It may be strategic, quiet, growth. If this is about love, Spirit is saying don't chase validation, choose mutual respect. If it's about your career, Spirit is saying stay low key. Success builds behind the scenes. And if it's with regards to your friendships, Spirit is saying notice who celebrates you and who doesn't. Okay? And then your next message is the Ten of Cups reversed. The message on the card is I have all I wish for in my relationships. This month feels emotionally reflective rather than celebratory. Upright, this card is about emotional fulfillment, harmony, happiness. Everything feels aligned, but when it comes out reversed, it's about emotional disconnect, misalignment, disappointment, or unrealistic expectations. So this could point to you feeling disconnected in a relationship or family dynamic, or you're realizing something isn't as perfect as it looked, or your emotional expectations are not being met, or you're needing deeper authenticity instead of surface harmony. It's not necessarily a breakup card. It's more of a something feels off emotionally card. Okay? So the bigger picture of all three cards with the Seven of Swords, something's hidden, or it could represent strategy or avoidance. The Six of Wands is about not feeling seen or validated, and the Ten of Cups reverse is about emotional dissatisfaction or misalignment. So altogether, this feels like you may be pretending something is fine when it's not, or someone around you isn't being fully honest, or you might be craving deeper emotional fulfillment than what you're currently receiving. Stop performing happiness is a message from Spirit. Be honest about what you be honest about what you really feel. This could represent a growth opportunity. So March could be about releasing the need to look successful or happy, or having an honest emotional conversation, or choosing authenticity over appearances, or realigning your definition of happiness. This feels like a month where illusions drop, but that's ultimately freeing. And then the Sun reversed. So now the message is very emotionally clear with the Seven of Swords, Six of Wands reversed, Ten of Cups reversed, and now the Sun reversed. This is not a bad spread, but it is about emotional truth and temporary dimming of joy. Upright, the Sun is all about joy, clarity, confidence, vitality. But when it comes out reversed, it often means temporary low mood, or doubting your happiness, or feeling less confident than usual, or your joy is being blocked by overthinking. It's important to know that the Sun reversed is not darkness, it's just a cloud cover. The light is still there, it's just not fully shining right now. So March may involve realizing something isn't as fulfilling as you thought, or not feeling seen or appreciated. Or maybe you're questioning someone's honesty or your own avoidance. Or there may be a dip in confidence or optimism. And for you, a sign that naturally thrives on hope and expansion, this feels like don't fake positivity. Face what's dimming your light. Spirit may be saying you don't have to pretend you're okay. Be honest about what's draining you. Protect your energy. Joy returns once truth is faced. This feels like a month of emotional recalibration, not collapse. And the powerful part is the Sun is still the Sun, even when it comes out reversed. So that means this is temporary, or this awareness leads to a breakthrough, or your authentic happiness is being rebuilt, not destroyed. And then your next message is the Four of Pentacles upright. This month feels very much about emotional and energetic holding. Upright, this card is about holding on tightly or guarding resources, either money, emotions, time. There may be a fear of loss or a control for security. Upright it's about protection. Something feels emotionally off. You don't feel fully seen or celebrated. There may be avoidance or unspoken truths. Your joy, confidence feels slightly dimmed. So now you're guarding your heart or your resources. This feels like I don't feel secure, so I'm tightening my grip. That could be financial caution or emotional walls or not expressing your true feelings or holding back vulnerability. So Spirit may be saying, don't let temporary disappointment make you close off completely. Protect your energy, but don't imprison yourself. And security built from fear isn't true stability. Loosen your grip just enough to allow light back in. Sagittarius, you're usually open, optimistic, and expansive. But this reading feels like a month of contraction. But contraction before expansion is normal. So the big theme here is March looks like emotional honesty, releasing illusions, rebuilding authentic happiness, and learning where you're gripping too tightly. It's not a collapse month, it's more of a recalibration month. Know that the message on the card is, I trust I am always safe and protected. And then your next card is the Three of Cups, reversed. I embrace joyful opportunities. Reversed. Okay. This reading so far is heavily focused on social and emotional dynamics. The Three of Cups, when it comes out upright, it's about celebration, friendship, community, joy shared with others. But reversed, it's about feeling left out, or friendship tension, or surface level connections, or gossip, or behind the scenes energy, or overindulgence, or social burnout. So the pattern is emerging here. This no longer feels random, it feels connected. Themes showing up repeatedly, not feeling seen or appreciated, emotional dissatisfaction, joy dimmed, a guarded heart, a social imbalance or friendship tension, possible secrecy or unspoken truths. So for you, Sagittarius, in March, this strongly suggests a shift in friendships, social circles, or emotional alignment. You may be realizing certain friendships aren't as reciprocal as you thought, or you're outgrowing a social dynamic, or someone isn't being fully honest, or you're craving deeper connection, not just good vibes. This doesn't feel like isolation for punishment. It feels like clearing shallow connections, or releasing social validation, or protecting your energy, redefining what happiness actually means for you. Sometimes when you evolve, the old circle can't come along, okay? Does this reading feel more about a specific friend group or a romantic situation involving other people, or just a general emotional shift. Because with so many cups reversed, this is definitely relationship centered energy, not just career focused. And then the Five of Swords reversed, I will heal myself. So now the story is starting to come together. This is clearly about conflict, social tension, emotional honesty, and releasing ego battles. When this card comes out upright, it's about conflict, ego clashes, winning at a cost, tension. But when it comes out reversed, it's about walking away from drama, making peace, realizing something isn't worth fighting for. Apologies or internal forgiveness, or choosing resolution over being right. So the big picture for you in March is there's a very consistent theme here. There's hidden or unspoken tension, not feeling valued, emotional dissatisfaction, a temporary dip in joy, guarded energy, social imbalance or friendship energy issues, social imbalance or friendship issues. Now you're choosing peace over conflict. March is about ending a subtle emotional or social battle. So, Spirit may be saying you may step back from someone, or decide not to engage in gossip or competition, or you may stop fighting for validation or release the need to prove yourself. This is actually a maturing spread. It's saying not everyone deserves your energy, or not every misunderstanding needs confrontation, or peace is power. Or it could be sometimes losing socially is actually winning internally. Your energy usually prefers honesty and freedom. So this reading suggests you're outgrowing a dynamic, or you're realizing where energy has been draining you, or you're choosing emotional independence over forced harmony. You're done with the drama. This doesn't feel like catastrophic. It feels like social pruning. And then the Queen of Swords reversed. I protect what matters to me is a message on the card. This is a month of emotional and social recalibration, boundaries, and truth. Okay, so the Queen of Swords reversed is about miscommunication or harsh words, emotional coldness or bitterness, holding grudges or being overly critical, or it could indicate an avoidance of truth or ignoring reality. So this card could suggest a need to be careful with words and tone, or again, avoiding gossip or cutting comments, especially with friends and family. Or it could indicate facing the tendency to close off emotionally, too rigidly, or recognizing where bitterness or resentment is lingering. So how this fits with the reading, this reinforces the pattern that we've seen so far. unspoken truths and strategy, feeling unseen, emotional disconnect, temporary joy dimmed, guarding energy, social tension, walking away from conflict. And now with the Queen of Swords reversed, Spirit is saying, be mindful not to let hurt or resentment harden your heart. Avoid sharp words or judgment, even if you feel wronged. It's a reminder that emotional clarity is essential, but too much rigidity or bitterness can block your growth. March is about truth, boundaries, and emotional recalibration. This card is telling you to let go of shallow or toxic connections. Avoid unnecessary conflict. The Five of Swords reversed shows walking away is best. And protect your heart without isolating yourself. Speak truth with compassion, not harshness. Seek deeper authenticity over superficial happiness. March is your reset month. Honor your boundaries, release what no longer serves you, and choose clarity with kindness. And the Three of Pentacles, when I show my work, others give support. This card is about collaboration, skill, and building something solid. Teamwork, collaboration, recognition for your effort, building something of lasting value, or learning and growing your skills. It's very encouraging. March looks like a month of emotional recalibration and social alignment, and now with this card, it introduces a solution-oriented, constructive energy. After social tension and emotional dips, this card encourages working together with trustworthy allies. After guarding energy and walking away from conflict, it suggests new collaborations or partnerships that are mutually supportive. Even with secrecy or strategy, it's a reminder that not all progress is solitary. Teamwork builds real stability. So Spirit is saying you've done the inner work and released what doesn't serve you. Now focus on building something solid with people you can trust. Be selective in collaboration. Choose allies wisely after the social pruning you've done. Offer and accept support. Not everything needs to be done alone. Use your skills strategically. Your talents will be recognized when you work with integrity. And balance independence and cooperation. Too much guarding can block growth. Too little discernment can invite chaos. Okay, then your last card is the King of Wands reversed. I am successful in all I do. So, this card is about leadership, control, and personal direction. But that's when it comes out upright. When it comes out reversed, it's about impulsiveness or arrogance or misused authority or control issues or frustration with leadership or direction or feeling powerless or stuck despite potential. So Spirit is warning you against trying to force outcomes too aggressively or letting your pride or ego block collaboration, or having frustration with slow progress, or overestimating your own ability without support. March isn't the month for forcing leadership or control. Spirit is telling you to focus on collaboration, patience, and strategic planning rather than trying to dominate outcomes. It complements the Three of Pentacles. Success comes from measured teamwork, not ego-driven decisions. So the guidance here in March is temper your ambition with patience. Progress is behind the scenes. Lead through collaboration, not dominance. Rely on trustworthy allies. Avoid impulsive decisions or power struggles. Your energy is better spent on long-term stability. And use introspection. Consider what needs recalibration in your social, emotional, and professional life. Okay? And then, if we look at your animal spirit message that came out, the card that came out is the crocodile. The crocodile energy is resting, submerging, collecting energy, cooling off. The crocodile reminds us to step back from the external world and turn inward. Now is not the time for decisions, action, or discussion. The crocodile's mantra is wait. This doesn't mean lying around hoping life's challenges will disappear. The crocodile is much smarter than that. It means intentionally withdrawing, gathering our awareness, observing and building energy. Fill up the vital reserves so your next moves come from a place of wisdom and power. When you're in balance, you are wise, patient, a silent powerhouse. When you're out of balance, you feel stuck and lash out. If your energy ever feels off balance, Sagittarius, Spirit is saying just rest, or the Makarasana pose will bring you back into balance. Okay? So that is your reading for today for March. Thank you, or whenever you come across this video, thank you for letting me channel these messages today for you. I hope you receive some insider guidance from them. And stay safe, stay strong. See you next time. Bye.